Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Crypto Gets Slammed. We're going to get straight into it because crypto had another big sell-off overnight. Here we have the Bitcoin chart, and we can see yesterday when we're looking at it, we had this big candle that was red, but ended up turning green by the end of the hour. We then saw a pretty nice move back into the mid 50,000s, getting all the way back up to 55,000. Just when it looked like the coast was clear, we had another big sell-off, and Bitcoin continued selling off overnight and into this morning. We are now currently sitting at about 48,600, a big retracement from the all-time high of 58,300 that we saw just 3 days ago. The chart looks the exact same for Ethereum with that big candle yesterday, the move back up, and then a big sell-off. We've come up back a little bit, back up to 1,555, but that wasn't before we set a new low of the week at 1,356. This represents over a 25% retracement since the all-time highs of $2,040. So it's pretty clear that crypto has had a massive sell-off over the last 48 hours. Let's take a look at the news and see if we can figure out what is driving all of this downward pressure. Now, the first thing we should touch on is Elon Musk and Janet Yellen's comments. Elon Musk the other day made a tweet saying he thought Bitcoin and Ethereum were too high. We can see he made a tweet in support of cryptocurrencies and then shortly after said Bitcoin and Ethereum do seem high, lol. Given that Papa Elon has the power to significantly move crypto markets, this obviously wasn't a very good thing. But it's also important to remember that a few months ago, Elon also made a tweet saying he thought Tesla was too high, and after that, Tesla's stock price went on to increase by 75% in the ensuing months. So hopefully we can get history to repeat itself. Additionally, former Fed chairwoman Janet Yellen spoke at the DealBook conference and said that she thought the amount of energy that Bitcoin uses is staggering. She's also been an outspoken critic about how some people choose to use cryptocurrencies to fund illicit activities and crime and even terrorism. The next story we'll look at, I think, has a little more bearing on this situation, which is that the whale who sold Bitcoin before 2020 crash also cashed out $156 million before this week's 20% dip. So there has been a big whale seller that has been moving a significant number of Bitcoins onto exchanges. And a couple days ago, right before the big sell-off began, that whale moved over 2,000 Bitcoins onto exchanges, mainly Gemini. We can see this whale buyer moved 2,700 Bitcoin worth $156 million onto the Gemini exchange. This caused the largest 1-hour candle in Bitcoin's history. That's that candle we were looking at yesterday, that huge one with the gigantic whisker. The next story we'll look at has to do with the futures market, and I think was one of the motivating factors that pushed Bitcoin so far below 50,000 in such a short period of time. Remember, we went from 50,000 down to 47,400 in a matter of seconds. So we can see a staggering $5.64 billion worth of futures positions was liquidated in the last 24 hours as the price of Bitcoin dropped 17%. What does this mean? Well, basically, futures oftentimes are highly leveraged. As we can see, a 10x leveraged position would get liquidated or turn worthless if the price of Bitcoin drops by a mere 5%. We can see that thinking is also reflected by the head of research at Arcane Research. He said, Monday's sell-off is without a doubt the result of overconfidently traders with unsustainable leverage. It's been brewing some time as the premiums of futures have been very high lately. The dump and liquidation of leveraged traders today were necessary and healthy for the market. Taking all this information into account, I think it shows that there isn't reason to be too concerned about this recent sell-off. When we look at what caused it, there were the comments by Elon Musk and Janet Yellen, a massive inflow of coins onto an exchange, and over-leveraged traders getting shaken out. Realistically, none of these things affect the fundamental thesis of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's some short-term price action that is very painful, but ultimately, many people look at this as an opportunity to buy the dip. So, given all this information, I hope you all have good luck in the crypto markets and make the right decision for yourself. At the end of the day, it's all about what you think and what your risk profile is. I'm not an investment advisor, I'm just some dude on YouTube, and this is purely for entertainment purposes. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking around. Hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with cryptocurrency current events and news. And with that, I'd like to wish you all a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.